Hey, everybody, it's Jason with Threefold Solutions. Hey, today we're going to talk about a not so nice thing. This is a little bit different today. I want to help you out. But if you're somebody who deals with database management in the church atmosphere, you're dealing with something I call a nasty word, and that's duplicates. I don't care if you're in Planning Center or if you're in CCB or Breeze or Elvanto or even Shepherd staff. The truth is, you're going to be dealing with duplicates at some point or another. So today, I wanted to make a quick video just to give you some tips on how to start cutting down on all the duplicates. And there are a couple ways in Planning Center that we can start to alleviate and at least head off a few of those duplicates. Now, duplicates are inevitable. You're going to see those all the time. But the truth is, we can start to cut down on them. So every week, like Monday morning, you come in and you have to manage your data. Hopefully, you're seeing less and less if you can apply some of these general practices to cutting down on duplicates. But before we jump into that video, let me just say we love making these videos. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, liking this video, we would sure appreciate it. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we sure appreciate it. If you want to share this with somebody else who can benefit from it, please do. Hopefully, everybody can benefit from cutting down on duplicates. So let's jump into that video and let's take a look at cutting down on duplicates. Okay, here we are, front door of people. I'm just going to go straight over to forms. This is one of the number one places you can actually start to cut down on some duplicates. So let me just show you a couple things here. Number one, I'm just going to grab this Contact Us form and I'm going to go over here to the settings. Now, when you build your form, one of the things you can consider doing is turning on this button right here under Form Status. It's called Require Submitters to be logged in to Church Center. Now, when you turn this on, it's going to force the people filling out this form to make sure they're logging in, usually with their phone number. It could be with an email address if they click log in with email address. But the truth is, most of the time, it's just going to be a phone number. And they're going to get that little two-factor authentication number sent to them and ask them to log into their account already inside of your Planning Center account because they're going through Church Center. Now, the thing is, there's a caveat to this, and I want to make sure I mention it. This works great for all kinds of forms for people who are already in your database. But if you're dealing with a form where it's a first-time family form, it's a new visitor form, it's probably not the place to turn on this login to Church Center. Now, you can, but I like to make that little barrier to entry a little bit easier for folks. So I don't turn that on for anybody who's new coming into the system. But this is one place where every other form should probably, most likely, have this turned on. So that's why I mention it. Now, that's number one. Now, number two, one of the other places that I see duplicates being created is inside of registration. So I'm going to switch over to registrations for just a moment. And we're going to take a look at this little summer camp registration sign up that I have set up. And I'm going to stay right here in the configuration tab. I went right to configuration and I'm going to go over to settings. Now, if you scroll down in settings, you're going to see the registrant options. Now, most of the time, I am going to make sure that I include phone and address. Now, I'm going to make phone required on this one. Now, what that does is it helps me identify with somebody because I've got a name, I've got an email, and I've got a phone number. When I do that, I have an opportunity to also add address for one little more piece of information, but I do make that one optional. Now, the reason is I get kind of a complete profile if they fill it out, but I also get some additional information just in case they do use a different piece of information that wasn't in the system and creates a duplicate. Now, at least I've got a little more to go by if I have to come back and manage that and merge those records. So having a little bit extra does help. Now, I do want to mention one other thing, and that's right below this section. And it has to do with allowing people to add household members during their registration. Now, in this particular case, I've said only if they don't have a household yet, I'll let them add a household member. But the truth is, this is probably one of those areas where if you do turn this on, if you select always or only if they don't have a household yet, and we're going to create that household, you're basically saying, okay, maybe I've got mom or I've got dad or somebody registering one of the kids, there's a possibility that they could create an additional profile if they use different information. Just keep that in mind. But the biggie is right below that. And it says allow people to register others outside of their household. If we turn this on, it's going to make a duplicate every single time. So I just want you to remember, if you turn this on, those duplicates are going to just start flying in because it will create a duplicate every single time. Just keep that in mind. Now, right below that, you're going to notice require login is grayed out and turned on. I can't turn that off. And that's because I'm in a detailed registration or sign up. And I've basically got certain things turned on where I'm asking for information and it requires them to log in. That's the biggest part of this. Now, if you do a simple sign up or a simple registration, that's not always the case. And that's another place you're going to see duplicates. So if you create a simple sign up, there's a chance that require login is not going to be turned on and people can start to use another phone number or another email address and not the one that's in your database already. So that's another point in which people could potentially create more duplicates. Now, you'll also see duplicates on the group sides of things. You'll also see duplicates even with giving. People go and just throw in a new email address or a new phone number and they're wanting to make a donation and they're not logging in. So when that happens on a first time type of situation, generally the best thing to do is always encourage people or look for ways to get them to log in. Now with groups, that may not always be the case. Sometimes our group leaders are taking information and putting it in, and sometimes we'll add somebody and they'll basically have a lightweight profile and it may just end up creating a duplicate. It happens a lot. If not a duplicate, sometimes we just get some very lightweight profiles that don't always have all the information in them. I recognize that, but in this situation, it's mainly duplicates that we're trying to avoid. And these are some of those places where if you turn this on and if you focus on getting people to log into Church Center first, you can really cut down on the duplicates. I hope that was helpful. I hope that gives you something to think about and helps you start to cut down on the duplicate profiles because we don't need too many more duplicates than what we already have. And hopefully this is just going to eliminate a lot of the duplicates that you're seeing on a weekly basis. All right, that's all I have for this one today. You guys have a great week and look forward to more videos from Threefold Solutions in the near future.